I promised someone that when the moon over my hometown was full again, I would go back to see her, to let her know I had made the most of this borrowed life, and found companions I could trust with all my heart.
All right, it's a deal. When I return from the world in canvas, you can make us, let Shush make us some coffee. Then we'll settle in and listen to your story.
Sealed within Ahatopia's core is Ouroboros, the veracity. Wait, you've never heard of the veracity before? What miracle could cap off these games better than a finale that humbles a Lord Ravager? It will be a tribute to the elation.
It reminded me a lot of when I saved you at Herta Space Station. Did you tap into the power of the Stellaron? The Stellaron can be awakened by a wish, but its immense power always has a way of warping reality. As the wave of wish power surged toward you, it brought hope and blessings, but also dark intentions and malice. What might it do to the Stellaron? We have no idea.
Sadly, Pom-Pom can't remember most of what happened right after the Express crashed onto this world. How did Passenger Himiko appear? That's odd. Pom-Pom can't remember a thing. All Pom-Pom recalls is having a long and fuzzy sleep, then being woken by a knock at the door. And just like that, Passenger Himiko was on board.
Yeah, of course.
When did Don Hung start expressing his feelings like this? I guess pigs really do fly.
You dove into the Phantom Moon games. I crossed paths with that relentless old friend and foe again. As for March, well, she spent her time wandering and eating. Her perfect little vacation.
In other words, that woman wants you to take Shuhu and jump straight into the veracity and leave the rest to the Eon's stomach acid? And this is between me and him, right? Why are you tagging along?
Relax. I'll say my goodbyes and be gone. A dignified funeral, If you ask me, this ending is indeed grand enough.
There's only one thing I care about. Does he have to die?
Here's a piece of advice, little cub. Whether he lives or dies is his choice. That's the one thing you don't get to decide for him.
It has landed.
What?
Nothing. Just a seabird landing on the rocks. A blade forged of mortal steel cannot sever an undying fate. If Shuhu is to be put down, the options are few. And that Leviathan is one of them.
In time, people will say this. The culprit of the Juming gave his life for the greater good and plunged into the abyss alongside the abomination.
I'm not as noble as you make it sound. Many years ago, you invited me to join the Galaxy Rangers. I refused for one reason. I'm a petty man. I was never born to carry some greater good. This is between Shuhu and me. Nothing more.
Can't argue with that. A Galaxy Ranger through and through.
Blade, you sure about this?
For years, death has clung to me like a curse, etched into my bones. If there is a chance to make a god feel the same pain, I would do it. Even if this body is reduced to ash. We'll proceed as Yao Guang proposed. Bury Shuhu at the end of the world in canvas, taking me with him. And let the veracity dissolve us both.
Take care.
Investigating a Lord Ravager sounds like a job you don't come back from.
Therefore, it also pays very well.
Then here's hoping you live long enough to collect your payment. Every time, when it's just the two of us, you go quiet.
You know what I'm going to say. The seabird's flown off.
History fictionologists claim that Ouroboros lies in wait at the edge of the cosmos, guarded by their children, awaiting the day of their return.
I've heard that story before, but it wasn't about the edge of the cosmos. It was Pier Point. They say that the preservation is nothing more than a facade, and the IPC is, in truth, a cult devoted to the veracity.
For now, this remains conjecture. The sealed remains appear to be a husk that Ouroboros once shed.
General, do you intend to go on the offensive and suppress the remains of the veracity?
How could I? The Joy Seeker could barely confine that husk using the Abundance's ambrosial arbor as its cage. I'm not that arrogant as to place myself alongside the gods. Lord Ravager Asat Pramod. This barrier is prepared for him.
While everyone else is fixated on the Phantasmoon games, only the Department of Aberration Defense is watching other places.
Like the location where the new Herald of Death case was closed?
Correct. The incident involved 4 Daybreak warriors, 3 nameless, 1 detective, and 1 officer. But just moments ago, a 10th set of footprints appeared at the scene.
We came here to investigate the veracity in Asat Pramod, but all we got were stories that only a 3-year-old would believe.
Oh, Root and Dorothy, the veracity wasn't looking. Roll up her skin like a crepe, snatch it up and poach it.
Let's go through what we know so far. Ooh. Yeah, it's a complete mess.
So, after a bit of thought, Lady Sparksy came up with a brilliant idea. I borrowed a nifty little gadget from a friend.
Well then, I'll go first.
It, doesn't look very reliable. Are you sure about this?
No worries. If anything goes wrong, the friend in my head will protect me. Our enemy is a Lord Ravager. There's only one question we need answered. How does Asat Pramod plan to destroy Elation? Judging by Nanook's habit of picking Lord Ravagers, I wouldn't be surprised if Asat Pramod was once a masked fool, and therefore knows Aha's weakness. The Arcadia is like a microcosm of eons and paths. People indulge themselves in fabricated happiness, unable to pull themselves away from it. Many have expressed their concerns. This isn't elation. Aha is playing with fire.
A classic social realist deduction. Old-fashioned. Ooh, but effective. We're closing in on the truth.
Yes, the answer is all but revealed. You are Asat Pramod, Sparksy. Do you have evidence? Of course. The truth is so simple that everyone overlooked it. The evidence is, you were the first person I met when I got off the express.
If I am Asat Pramod, would you and Grey Hair have been able to walk out of the school alive? Watch and learn. Sparkle, master of the classic whodunit, has entered the chat.
You changed your clothes just for this?
First of all, Ouroboros likes to eat. So
Secondly, whatever they eat disappears completely. Therefore, veracity is also a form of destruction. This is the classic mystery of one culprit, two identities. The one trying to kill Elation is the Lord Ravager, a Supremod, played by the Veracity! What am I even saying?
Remember, as far as humanity knows, there are only 3 ways an Eon can fall.
A broader path engulfs a narrower one. Divine warfare between eons. And the third one. What was it again?
Forcing an Eon to turn away from their own path. Right. He's the one I can't stop thinking about. The stories change every time, but they all circle back to the same logic. En route defeated the Veracity by some means.
You're right. Then who is this en route? Do you know him? En route.
Of course she does! Everyone in the tavern knows that name. Long ago, its owner grew tired of jokes, cast aside his mask, and walked away. Some say he became a mourning actor. Others say he jumped into IX's black hole. But none of that matters. What truly matters is that you have my unreal Sparks and Spark! Get back here!
Sir, do you need to hire a private detective?
Hey!
Can you catch her for me? No, old Sempo's intel isn't cheap. Waiving the fee won't quite cut it, will it?
Name your price. Put it on Pearl's tab.
The en route you're looking for lives up to the name. There's nowhere he can't reach, only places he hasn't been yet. He's the gold standard of the masked fools. He only shows up where he's least welcome. A mourning actor's stage, a friend's wedding, even inside the Veracity's mouth. All for the sake of a good laugh. Oh! Before he left, en route said one thing that, at the time, no one cared about. Elation has been dead for a long time. He said he was headed for the true world's end. And then he vanished without a trace.
How do you know all this?
Oh, speak of the devil. Only a Cienjo general could arrange something like this, I suppose.
Ouroboros has long been dead. Their death was merely buried beneath layers of secrecy. Why don't you tell everyone what happened to the Galaxy Rangers back on Vonwalk?
Sprightly Vonwalk. I've heard there's a particular phenomenon that occurs on that rainforest planet. Plants multiply and grow and are then harvested like wild grass. A cycle repeating every few decades. Almost identical to the Phantasmoon games.
By the time I arrived, the atavistic experiment was already approaching its final phase. Dr. Primitive had set his sights on an ancient leviathan. Beneath Von Walk's surface, there also lay the remains of the Veracity.
If I'm not mistaken, there are countless other worlds carrying out the same ritual. Aha sealed Ouroboros' body among the stars, suppressed it with abundance, siphoned the power of the Path of Veracity, and called it a game. By arranging remains from different eras in sequence, I discovered something rather intriguing. At a certain moment over 1,000 Amber eras ago, just as Akivili began traveling in pursuit of their ideal, all creations of the Veracity lost the same organ. Their taste buds. This was not natural evolution. Through the simulated universe, I identified the point of divergence in history. A concept had disappeared from the Path of Veracity. Savoring something's aftertaste is an act of elation.
So Aha stole the original Prima Mobile of the Veracity?
Think of it as my intuition. The conflict between the eons of elation and veracity stretches all the way back to primordial times.
Exploit the old conflict between Aha and Ouroboros to ignite a divine war, or allow intersecting paths to devour one another when my home was destroyed by Zulo. I had a brief encounter with a former navigator. Yes. Starseer, I see. He'd already retired by then. He was the one who told me about the Shadow. According to IC, it was one of many remnants left behind when the Express first carved paths along the edges of the cosmos. I led the Rangers to suppress the Shadow and devised the plan to assassinate Zulo. But I never learned why it was there in the first place.
Someone suspected to be a Sat Pramod knew about the Veracity's secret. Before disappearing, he said he was headed for the end of the world.
And then? Who did he say the Shadow belonged to?
A former navigator. The Shadow was a remnant left behind when he charted the cosmos.
If the world's end isn't the tavern, then where is it?
I don't know if anyone can answer that question. Not even Akivili.
En route only goes where he isn't welcome. After leaving the tavern, he went to the Astral Express.
The detective game is over. I have to say, not many people can make me change my plans. Whether in the past or present, you've always been one of them. You know how it is, kid. I've always enjoyed arriving uninvited.
Look! One's trying to hitch a ride on you. So, to summarize, Casper likes to light the ground lamps and call for her near Graffia's old home. Now, where can I find those ground lamps? These two little lamps don't look reliable at all. Whatever. It's not like I have any other way.
Look at this old stone statue! Ooh, doesn't it look like Himicat? I just reached the real versus fake Himicat arc in my comic. Let me pay my respects. Maybe Graphia will bless me with enlightenment.
Miss Colt, when did you sneak out?
That was fast! Come on, not again! Little raccoon!
Do you carry a token from Evanesia? She painted a supplicant's mask for you. And so she saw it. Beneath the cold Phantas moon, a tower of infinity stood on the mountain range at the edge of the horizon. This tower had countless windows and rose section by section, slender and tall. More than an actual tower, it looked like a wounded iron dragon that had fallen to the earth. It was only much later that Graphia understood that those who fought and died for Ahatopia shared a common name. The Nameless, who walked the path of the Trailblaze.
I've heard that in the same forest, giant trees will fight each other for nutrients. How about this? We just feed Shuhu to that tree in the courtyard. It would save us a long trip. Say something.
Didn't know you were a forestry expert.
I'm not joking. I'm serious.
If the Elwood absorbed another emanator of abundance, it would likely bring about an even greater catastrophe.
If the abundance grows too strong, the ambrosial arbor loses control, and the Arcadia is doomed. If the abundance is too weak, the husk spirals out of control, and the Arcadia is doomed just the same. It's called an Arcadia, but the whole thing is built on a razor's edge. Does that mean the essence of the elation is just dark humor?
You're afraid.
I'm not. I respect your choice. You're right. I'm afraid. So what? You don't think I know what that Xianzhou person meant? 1 in 10 chance? There is no chance at all. Listen, I just can't stand by and watch one of my kin sacrifice himself.
Kin?
What else? Friend? Colleague? Playmate? The guy who carries my bags when we go shopping?
I suppose all of those fit.
Sometimes I can't tell if you're actually dumb or just plain dumb.
I hear you. Just assume it's the former. Simpler that way. My mind is made up. You should understand. Misplaced emotions will only cause the mission to fail.
You really are just plain dumb. To be honest, I'm the same way. If I could see Firefly cured of her illness, Kafka finally finding the heart she's looking for, and that girl reclaiming her future, then I'd be willing to pick up that level 999 cartridge too, even if it means becoming nothing but a shadow of the Dark Zone.
Don't. At the TV tower, you already severely overspent your time. Don't touch that thing again. Besides, why are you telling me this? You should tell them yourself.
Because just like you, I'm a total, stuck-up softie. Happy now?
Feel better?
No. Unless you give me a sincere apology and a proper goodbye, we're not settled.
Not settled. Is that right? Fair enough. Whether as Ying Xing or as Blade, my journey has reached its end. Before the final verdict, I should say a proper goodbye to my kin. Who's there?
Next time, it'd be better if you didn't try to sneak up on us like that.
I met the legendary Graphia. She told me a way to enter the world in canvas.
A legend from 1,000 years ago. And she's actually still alive? It really makes sense. After all, you two are practically the same age. Knowing that gives me a bit more hope that you can actually make it back.
You are unusually talkative today. Are you trying to buy time?
I summon Graphia, mother of Imagenesis. May she come forth and deliver us into the world in canvas. No Wispay were harmed in the making of this operation.
How odd. This time the visitors actually know of my existence. Oh? Not an Imagine, but someone here to settle the past and family members seeing them off? The journey downstream is long. As is custom, I must collect your past stories as fare. I shall use them to paint the path forward, which will guide us to the other side.
Go ahead. Say something. I'm curious too.
I planted rusted, broken blades in the wasteland as a mark of my departure. Little did I know that even after joining the Stellaron Hunters, I would find myself returning there time and again, bringing along a few new swords with me. I was once a craftsman, and those swords, they were all my own creations. I raised those wordless monuments for my old friends, one by one, until they became a forest of broken blades. And what about me and my sword? When will it finally join them in that forest?
I will follow your words with my brush and paint the ideal end. sword barrier. We've reached the shore you've been seeking. This is the world in canvas, a mirror to your soul, blooming as your heart dictates. May this meadow be everything you wished for.
Superb artistry. And yet, I thought you would paint the desolation within me instead.
I saw no desolation in your story. Instead, I found the lingering regrets of a master craftsman. That spark within you has yet to fade. It is why this plane has chosen to bloom into flowers.
We've got no clue what you two are on about with all this cryptic talk, but you smiled just now, didn't you?
No, I didn't. We should go.
You're telling me if he leaps, he has to stay down there and be torn apart for ages? I'm not okay with this. Yao Guang never said anything about this when we went over the plan.
If the Leviathan does not consume me utterly, then I am still alive. And until that moment comes, I will pin Shuhu to the anvil and swing my hammer once, twice, and again, and again. Silverwolf, I was never one for sentiment. I'll only say this. In my past life as a smith, I made it a point to forge something for those friends I found tolerable. But ever since I joined the Stellaron Hunters...
Oh right, I get it. You want me to go back and take apart that box Kafka uses as a footrest, right?
You already took it apart?
A long time ago. Quite a few treasures in there. A master-crafted blade, a game controller, and a portable reactor.
That's the armor core, reforged from the remains of the Glamoth Queen.
Oh, and a cat scratching post.
When did you find out about these items?
You? You mean we. We all found out. Think you hid it that well? Please, give me a break. We're a pro team, you know.
Just split it among yourselves. Consider it a keepsake.
Kafka should be the one saying this, but you are the most perfect blade the Stellaron Hunters could ever have.
Just a broken blade. That is all. Before joining the Stellaron Hunters, I once lost myself. Unable to see the future, yet unable to reclaim the past. Just like you when you were first reborn. Whether we chose this path, or were forced onto it. Leave no room for regret. And never deny the path you've traveled. Do you still remember that passphrase? No need to step forward. Just recite it in your head.
3 of a kind.
2 pair.
Ace. Go. Farewell. Let everything end. Or truly begin.
Finally woke up, Yingxing?
I am sorry. You have the wrong person. I am not Yingxing.
A lad your age, yet your head is more muddled than mine. You're talking nonsense in your sleep, boy.
Yingxing, look at me. Lift your head. It was only thanks to you and your master that the shadow of veracity was sealed. I owe you both a debt of gratitude.
So I have but one question. Do you want out? If so, just nod. There is always a way out. Just give the word, and I will carve a bloody path to get you out, right now. There is no need. The hammer falls and cannot be undone, yet I have spent my life taking one wrong step after another. I betrayed my friends and broke my oaths. Even with these divine blades, I failed to protect those I held dear. My hands are stained with blood. I loathe the reflection it casts back from my blade. That is a mere scrap from the forging of Shard's sword. I hid it away, fearing it would bring shame upon our school. Master, how did you...
Can a mere boy keep secrets from his master? I entrusted General Yao Guang to bring it to you.
Truly. For so long as a single soul in this vast world prays for abundance, I shall return to bestow my grace. And now, I have come in answer to your prayer. Within the Leviathan's law, I shall grant you 1,000 years of agony, as your flesh will be remade, only to be devoured again and again. You shall find no release. Is this not exactly what you call forge it anew? Your body will churn for millennia, caught between being digested and reborn. Every inch of your flesh will remember the agony of being ground to pulp, until your very will dissolves into nothing, leaving only a hollow husk that can cry out my name.
Are you done talking? Do you truly believe that I am the only prisoner here, Shuhu? You are the one bound most tightly by your chains. You are nothing but an echo of them, a slave trapped within your mission of compassion. You mock our obsessions. You are Yao Shu's most pathetic prisoner. Let the maw of this Eon husk be the furnace. Let our undying flesh be the iron. And let death, 1,000 times over, be the hammer. Right here, I shall forge and recast you again and again. Not to destroy you, but to create a cage that can hold you prisoner for all eternity. And the thorns of this cage shall forever be aimed at that savior who branded you with your mission, Yao Shu. Are you ready to turn your vengeance against your god?
You harbor suspicions regarding Mr. Ryusuke. Why is that, Miss Himiko?
Before Star Rail Fest began, I stopped by his office to look for the family's records on the Phantasmoon games. Out of concern, or perhaps curiosity, I leafed through his portfolio. The artwork was magnificent, with each piece serving as a microcosm of a different planet. That was when it suddenly dawned on me. 5 of the worlds he captured in these paintings are now gone.
Give me 10 seconds. No, make it 8. Your old man is on his way. Love you, kiddo. Himiko, open up. It's your time.
Huh. It's a shame I didn't get to see the legendary infinite ice cream machine.
Dad, you actually believe something like that exists? I thought only kids would fall for it.
A long time ago, such a thing did exist on the Express.
Perfect. I'll make you some coffee.
Huh? Huh?
In this vast universe, nothing holds more beauty than the lands en route, yet to be reached.
I've thought about it 1,000 times. On that final night of the Bloodstained Games, if only someone had been there to sit by your side. After everything, does this tardy father still even deserve to hear what his daughter wants to say?
If you're willing.
Thank you, Akiveli.
He's already killed so many people. When will it be enough? Himiko, are you afraid? I knew I should have stuffed an orbital cannon or a molecular saw into the case. Using that bigger on the inside Trailblaze tech, just like the Astral Express. Remember that for the future, then.
Another new shade, dazzling, shattered crimson. Are you perhaps the color I've been missing all along? Step into this masterpiece! Become one with me and lay the final cornerstone for the future of human evolution!
Stop right there. Himiko, I believe in your bravery. When confronted by death, you will undoubtedly choose to resist. But you were so frail and sickly. How could you possibly defeat the Herald of Death who slaughtered every single supplicant? And how could you hope to repair such a massive, stranded express? Well, the answer is clear. It would be impossible for you. That is, unless you had another person helping you. While I was gathering your belongings, I found some of the manuscripts you left behind. There were 2 distinct sets of handwriting upon those pages. Every trace in that house proves that 2 people once shared a life there. Just suppose, that my brilliant daughter created a likeness of herself, a self-portrait so perfect that it breathed and moved with her. Driven by pure instinct, he slowly closed in on them. He intended to use their very lives as pigment to paint a new bloody bloom. The moment he drew near, a massive iron fist was imaginated from the sky above. It crashed down and crushed him to dust. I have no idea who you truly are, but that little girl who longed for trailblazing, my frail and sickly daughter, from the very beginning, Himiko never left Plain Arcadia.
Or maybe, if I just complain and say, I wish Blade were here, he'll just show up.
Gray-haired girl, you seek me out with her token in hand. What is it that you desire? Our first meeting was just before we took the boat here. So, who is this me you speak of?
Me, of course. Misfortune and I share one thing in common. We both enjoy dropping in uninvited. 1,000 years ago, amidst the ruins of a Autopia, I found a baby girl on the verge of death. Her cold, lifeless body reminded me of the legend of Elation. Aha heard an infant cry and burst into laughter. Too bad I never did get the joke. So I came up with a much better one. I infused that child with the power of destruction, giving her the rebirth of a Void Ranger. I taught her to paint her monstrous beasts using the life of the veracity as pigment, all to carry out the Legion's divine will. Graphia, your name was your commission, to paint the world and carve a trace of our lasting glory just before the world meets its destruction. You were doing so well, right up until you saw that express crash. It gave you ideas, Graphia. Unrealistic, foolish ideas. Look at yourselves. That weathering curse is still eating away at you and your kin. It is the inescapable price for being a child of destruction who dares to betray her fate. But now, things have changed. Someone far more interesting than you has returned. And unlike you, she is the real deal. A genuine nameless. Come forth. Demonstrate your defiance.
Is it over?
Watch out!
Pity. Such a clean strike. But the odds of success are 0.
The restraint check failed?
A 1 in 10,000 chance. The moment I cast the dice, the outcome is fixed. Remove the mask, protagonist. It doesn't suit you. As for you, your end is decided. Farewell.
Sorry. I have failed.
We need to finish this fast and catch up to Asat Pramod. Looks like I have to use level 999 one more time.
No need for that. If a sword is needed, let it be mine. Have you thought it through? What defines a blade? The sharpness that endures after all has worn away. I shall take veracity as my forge, and abundance as my iron. Die a thousand deaths. Tempered into a blade! What? Not even a welcome back?
No way! Blade! You answered my prayers!
I hope I am not too late.
Are you kidding? Your timing is impeccable, Blady. But isn't this a bit much? How did you even change outfits? What happened down there?
This time, I will stay and become a supplicant. I am joining the Phantom Moon Games.
What? You're going to stay here and poke your nose into this world's business too? Just how did he even sneak into the world in Canvas?
The first time I stepped into Inkford Hermitage, a strange Wispe tried to latch onto me, but it didn't succeed. Then, he took on Graphia's form to tamper with my mask, and even taught me the way to summon the real Graphia. In the end, he got what he wanted.
But he mentioned he had something more important to do. What is that even supposed to mean? He has so much on his plate, no way he can split himself into pieces and handle everything at once, right?
He could appear in places thousands of miles apart at the exact same time, as if he possessed countless incarnations.
What?
You said that classroom was a secret place of your own creation, yet Fullwish seemed to know everything about it. You are far too familiar with the Express, yet there is no way my father could have ever set foot on it. And another thing, when we first met up earlier, you said it had been 15 years. But my father clearly left much earlier than that. Your story is riddled with holes. Or rather, you never even intended to pretend.
Why don't you try to guess at what exact point did I take Ryosuke's place? It happened on the day that man, in his desperate search for the source of the Weathering Curse to save his family, was destroyed by me. That year, Himeko was 6. At her mother's funeral, she met her father for the first time.
You are lying.
I have told you only one lie in all these years, my dear daughter. Nice to meet you. I'm your father, Ryosuke. Even I find it hard to tell what goes on in this head of mine sometimes. But now, as I look at your face, at that exquisite expression, it all makes sense. I had so much fun playing a father.
When the Phantom Moon is full again, I will be there as I have promised. I will come back with so many stories to tell you.
In the end, she left her wishes to someone else. As for her, she chose to lie in a grave and stay in the Arcadia forever. Ryosuke's daughter Himeko is long dead. When she saw how vast the stars really were, she ran away.
So, you really are a fake.
Right back at you.
O denizens of this Arcadia, lost in its splendor, once I beheld the Astral Express rise again towards the stars. Since then, you have known 15 long years of unbroken peace. It's been a while, old friend. For 15 years it was I, Asakaman, who delivered every promise of beauty to this Arcadia in advance. Now, please indulge in these long overdue surprises.